In my work as a real estate consultant, I often hear stories about the one that got away. That one deal that could have changed an entire family's future. Because here is the truth. In a market like Dubai's market, one decision, one deal taken at the right time can set up a family for generational wealth. Let me give you an example. A client of mine told me a story about how in 2015 he was about to invest in the nest. By that time, the price he said was around 11.5 million for a 5 bedroom villa. Now, for some reason, he didn't pull the trigger. And today, that same villa is transacting anywhere between 70 to 80 million. Another chance. Another client of mine told me that he wanted to invest in Dubai Hills back in 2014 in the villas. That was the best cluster in Dubai Hills. The reason he didn't invest is that his brother told him, why would you buy a villa, 7 bedroom, in a desert in front of a warehouse? Who would want to live there? So he listened to his brother, and that villa turned out to be Hillsgrove. Back then, it was between 28, 30 million. Today, it's transacting anywhere between 240 to 250 million. Another mistake. That was my manager back when I was working in Etisalat. So he told me the story that in 2005, he got a chance to invest in the Palm. He wanted to buy a villa there. A couple of his friends bought, but he procrastinated. He said, why should I invest here? Let me buy back in my country. Emotional decision. Now, back in his country, the currency depreciated. He lost 80% of his money. And his friends who bought the signature villa, that villa appreciated from 1,000 to 3,000%. It is astonishing generational wealth asset. Now, people, they repeat the same mistake over and over. I heard these stories for Jumeirah Gulf State. I heard these stories for District 1, for Emirates Hills. I keep hearing these stories all the time. So the mistakes that people repeat are very simple. They judge today's distance instead of tomorrow's infrastructure. They follow hype and marketing instead of chasing scarcity. They trust random options from unknown developers instead of looking for track records and history. So they end up making the same mistakes. Either they lose amazing opportunities or they invest in the wrong ones. So this video or this channel is about the framework, which I always keep talking about. That framework, we will use it to analyze and assess projects. And in this framework, I'm going to show you 5 generational wealth projects, 5 generational wealth opportunities. If you act on today, it will secure you for generational wealth. See, my framework is very simple. Consists of 3 words: scarcity, developer, infrastructure. If a community doesn't have these 3, it is not in my list, period. Now, yes, Dubai market is maturing. Prices are getting higher. Margins are getting slimmer. And true wealth generating and true profitable opportunities are becoming rarer, but they still exist. So if you miss the chance on investing in District 1, in Emirates Hills, in the Palm, in Jumeirah Gulf State, if you miss this Dubai Hills, don't beat yourself on that. There are still chances, not like before, but there are still wealth generational opportunities available, which we are going to discuss today. And then it's up to you. This video will be on YouTube anyways. If you want to react on them and tell a positive story about it, or if you want to miss this opportunity by looking at this video maybe in 10 to 15 years from now and say that I wish I acted upon it like just what my client said. All right, guys? So before we do this, let's number one, study the market. Let's understand what is happening, and then we're gonna go to a level deeper, understand these 5 amazing opportunities together. And I'm very excited. I have made a lot of homework for you for this video, and I am sure if you act on this, it's gonna set you up for generational wealth. So see you in the next part. See, real estate success is very simple. Invest, before anyone else sees the value. That is why this framework is very important, because it gives you the lens to see value before anyone else. Now, for example, in Dubai Hills back in 2014, when it was a desert in front of the biggest industrial area, villas there were transacting anywhere between 800 to 850 dirhams per square foot. Today, when Dubai Hills became Dubai Hills, Hills Groves reach 8,000 dirhams per square foot. Downtown, when people used to call it a military camp, no Burj Khalifa, nothing, units there were transacting between 600 to 700 dirhams per square foot. Today, prime branded units in downtown, they're transacting between 6,000 to 6,500 dirhams per square foot. Have you invested back then in any of these? Today, you'll be sitting on a 1,000% capital appreciation. So here is how the story goes. When the community is still a concept, developers price it low to attract early investors. Now, on every launch, on every handover, on every construction milestone, prices increase and margin shrinks. When prices increase and margin shrinks, what happens is the risk also reduces. So by the time of handover, these people who invested in the beginning would have already made profit. Now, the interesting part is when the infrastructure kicks in. The roads, the hospital, the metro, the school, the mall. When this infrastructure gets connected, the narrative change from it's too far to I want to be there. But if you want to be there, you got to be paying premium price. And if you buy it ready at a premium price, your only chance to make money is if the market keeps growing and the prices went up. But any volatility in the market, you're the first one who's going to lose the value of their property. So anyone who made money in the Dubai real estate market, they follow the same thing. They invest early below the future price on a payment plan. And by that time, you are very calm. You are very selective. There is no much competition like the ready market. You choose the unit that will sit and make value for you and just sit down and wait with patience and with discipline. This is how to set generational wealth. Now, in the next stage of the video, we need to study the market. We want to see where the opportunities lie. We're going to look at the numbers. We also want to understand where the government is putting their money, where the investment is, where the infrastructure is coming. And then after that, we will see how to assist the developers, how to find the reputed developers that will help us achieve generational wealth. And then we're going to pick 5 communities that are now priced really low and are set for generational wealth. And we're going to use our lens to study these 5 communities. So this video will be very informative, and I hope it will really make a great impact in your life. So let's see you in the next one. It is very important and very exciting. Now, a lot of people say villas are scarce. Is this claim really true? Let's verify that. Let's look at numbers. Let's drop all the emotions aside and look at pure data. Now, currently in Dubai, as per the last official number, there are 838,000 residential units, out of which 156,900 units are villas and townhouses. And if we check Dubai's population today, it's around 4 million. Yesterday, when I checked the population clock, it was 3,997,000. So, of course, when this video is edited and posted, it's going to be 4 million plus. Now, by 2030, Dubai is anticipated to have 5 million residences. Who said that? Director General of Dubai Municipality, and Gulf News reported it. Gulf Business reported it. The National said the same. There are so many resources, and I believe it's going to be more than that, by the way, because from April 2024 to April 2025, Dubai got around 250,000 new residences. But let's go with the official numbers, okay? Now, in the Knight Frank report, it shows that the supply coming to the market from 2024 to 2029 is 300,000 residences. out of which 17.4% will be villas and townhouses. So 17.4%, this is going to be around 52,000 villas and townhouses coming to the market. That's it. Now, we're in 2025. So let's see what happened in 2024. In 2024, 26,700 residential units were delivered to the market, out of which 4,800 were villas and townhouses. And if you want to know the exact number of villas, it was around 1,400 villas and 3,300 townhouses. Let's put this information aside. So this 300,000 is supposed to cover the demand for 5 million residences. Now, if we minus that 4,800, which was delivered in 2024, from the 52,000, we are left with around 47,000 plus, something like that. This is the supply for the villas and townhouses from 2025 up to 2029. And why 2029? Of course, they need to keep 1 year gap if there is any units that were not delivered to be delivered and to handle the supply. Now, let's add this 47,000 to the current supply which is in the market, 156,900. You will see the number is going to be around 202,000 villas and townhouses. Now, how many of these are actually villas? So out of the 202,000, if we just take the same thing that happened last year, 31%, of the 4,800 were villas. So if we take that percent, just to simplify things, it's actually lesser than that. But if we take that, then by 2030, they're going to be 63 to 64,000 villas. That's it. Now, just to put this into perspective, 63,000 villas for a 5 million residents, this for every 1,000 residents, you got 12 villas. Now, if this is not scarce, I don't know what scarce is. That is why the villa market, no matter what's happening in the market, it is always going up. Of course, you gotta also study the infrastructure and the developer. But the thing which I'm trying to say here is that villas that's a scarce engine. That is a scarce engine. And people who focus on the villas now, these are the people, they have a very good chance of making generational wealth. Because see, with all the development and the launches and these mega projects going, very soon there won't be enough land parcels to build expansive villas. See, what's the challenge of villas? Why there is a less supply of villas? Because very few developers can build that. See, any developer can take a plot, build a building of 200, 300, 400 units and sell it. But to make a villa community, you need to build roads, clinics, schools, retail centers, mosques. You gotta build an infrastructure that costs billions. And very few developers has the capacity or the balance sheet to do something like that. That is why it's scarce. It's not that Dubai don't want to provide it. But by that time, there won't be enough land parcels to do that. Just take a look at the mature markets. Take a look at Singapore. Take a look at London. Take a look at New York. The price just to take a villa or a townhouse is quite expensive. So that is why I believe it's the scarcity engine. But here is the most important thing. Scarcity is the story. Infrastructure and developer is the accelerator to this story. So since we understood a big gap which we can attack, which is villas, let's go and understand the infrastructure, what is going on and where the market is heading and where the investment of the government is going. See you in the next part. Now, to understand where the money of the government is going, what are they building infrastructure to make the too far becomes I want to be there, to make life easier and business faster? It is very simple. You just got to follow the master plan. See, the Dubai market boomed when Dubai announced the 2040 urban master plan in 2020. This is the time that the market started taking off because they told exactly where the money is going, where the infrastructure is coming, and all the people who want to make generational wealth, now they know where are the too far places which is going to be, I want to live their places, okay? So the urban master plan is centered about, it is a people-centric plan. So they want to make Dubai to be the best city to live in the world. That is point number one. And then point number two, they want to manage the anticipated population growth of 7.8 million residences, which this is going to be amazing for the real estate business. Now, the urban master plan is dividing Dubai into 5 zones. So by 2040, they're gonna be 5 epicenters of Dubai. 3 are already built and they made people a lot of money and generational wealth. 2 are upcoming. Now, if you understand that, this is gonna be upgraded so people are gonna make money. But this already made generational wealth for people. But the 2 upcoming, this is the game changer. Now, the 3 which were built, this is the heritage side of Dubai, which is Deir Bar Dubai, Business Bay, the IFC, downtown, which is the financial center. And then the third and the last one is Dubai Marina and JBR, which is the tourist center. That's an already established infrastructure in all these 3. The 2 upcoming are the Silicon Oasis, which you can say is going to be something like Silicon Valley in the US, if you just want to understand the big picture of it. So it's going to be the center of AI, innovation, technology, crypto. And then right next to it, you got this academic city. Okay. In whole UAE, there are 41 universities and colleges. 27 of them are there in the academic city. So Etihad Rail is coming there. Of course, the Blue Metro line is coming there. There is a huge infrastructure coming there, and it's too far now. So this is going to be one of the areas. The second one is Expo. And that one, that is like, see, the infrastructure done by the government and the developers there, just the announced ones, already exceeded $500 billion dirhams. And I tell this to a lot of people, in 10 years, you won't recognize Dubai. This area especially, there is, now it's too far, there is a huge infrastructure coming there. And there are a lot of mega projects coming there. Now, let me give you an example. Al Maktoum International Airport. Now, why do Dubai need a new airport? Like, what's wrong with the current airport? What is the point of having the biggest airport in the world? I know a lot of you have heard this statement, but see, Dubai is in a serious challenge when it comes to the DXP airport. Let me explain. Now, aviation is a huge thing for Dubai. In 2023, aviation contributed to 27% of Dubai's GDP. Aviation alone. It is a secret soldier for the Dubai economy. Now, in 2023, Dubai airport had around 88 million visitors, and we got around 17 million tourists. And that generated around 137 billion dirhams, which accumulated to 27% of Dubai GDP. Now, in 2024, we don't have the official status of the effect of the aviation industry in the Dubai economy. But like the airport got around 91 million visitors. And the tourists, I think they were around 18.9, 19 million, correct me. It was around this range. So it's bigger. Now, Dubai airport, the maximum capacity. It is the busiest, been the busiest airport in the world in the last 10 years plus. But the maximum capacity of this airport is around 110 to 150 million visitors. That's it. Who said that? CEO of Dubai Airport said that. So now with this growth, they are understanding that Dubai Airport cannot handle this traffic anymore. In few 5 to 6 to 7 years, Dubai, like the size of Dubai Airport cannot handle all this traffic. And this is why they started shifting to Al Maktoum Airport, and they decided to make it a 70 million square meter. That's a city by itself. And the phase 1 will be completed by 2032. Now, Al Maktoum Airport is anticipated to handle 260 million visitors. Just keep this in mind. By 88 million visitors, that contributed to 27% of Dubai's GDP. Imagine when 260 million visitors come. What's going to happen to the economy of Dubai? Now you see why all this money and why people are talking about this airport. Now, Emirates Airlines, as an example, it has a fleet of around 260 airlines, and the upcoming in the pipeline is 314. Emirates Airline already doubled this fleet. There are no enough gates in the current airport to handle this traffic. So what's going to be the solution? It is a new airport. The airport by phase one, which is around 2030 to 2032, is going to, the jobs there alone will need to provide housing for 1 million people. This is the official stats. Now here, see, all of this I'm talking about the airport. I did not include Jebel Ali port, which last year it transferred around 15.5 million TEUs, which containers to make it short. I didn't talk about Javza, which there is 11,000 companies there in the Jebel Ali free zone. And last year they generated a lot of money in trade. So I did not talk about the commercial district. I did not talk about DIP. If I talk about 24 urban master plan, this video will go to 3 hours. But I'm just trying to explain to you. Now see, if you really want to understand, the best developer that understands the market is Emaar. No one understands the market better than Emaar. Now see, Emaar just in the South District around this airport invested 200 billion dirhams in infrastructure to build 4 communities. They have never done that, to build 4 communities in one area. They did it in the South. And this just tell you how this place speaks leaps and bounds. And if Emaar put that much money for infrastructure in one area, get there. In short. So that is just small idea about the infrastructure and the 2 areas that we're going to be focusing on. Add Villa to this, and you are in a very good place. Now, when it comes to the developer, Scarcity set the ticket price. Infrastructure set the stage. The developer decide how the show will be run. Without a developer, there is no show. And if there is no show, things are not going to work. So, in my opinion, when I'm choosing a developer to work with, at least I look for the past 10 years. Why I say 10 years? It's not random, because from 2014, 2015, this was the previous market peak. After that, the market starts correcting. And then it crashed in COVID, went really down. And then it went up. So I want to see the communities of the developer, how it performed during these times. Because see, true wealth generational assets did not crash during 2014 to 2019, 2020. They kept holding their values. So if a developer, when I look at this data, like if you look at Dubai Hills, it kept holding its value. Never went down in COVID. If you look at Arabian Ranches, it's the same. If you look at Emirates Hills, it's the same. So that is why when you are checking a developer, you need to check for 10 years. But if you want to join a developer who's investors, developers in the market in 1, 2 years, I mean, it's up to you. I'm telling you my framework or how I evaluate things. I want a proven asset. So if there is any correction that happened in the market, it will keep holding its value. And to do that, you need to study the last 10 years. Plus, you will need to study, is the developer delivering on time or is he having delays? How is his customer support like? How is his maintenance like? Go check Emirates Hills. Go check the downtown. There are some buildings there that have been for 15 years. So, developer is the one that runs the show. It is the most important one out of these 3. Okay? So, now let's jump to the 5 communities. Okay? I think that things are clear now. We understood the scarcity, we understood the infrastructure, and we understood the developer. So, from now on, let's take the first community and study it together to understand from our lens how these 5 communities are going to generate generational wealth assets to you. Now, the first project that we're going to talk about today is the crown jewel of this house, Palm Jebel Ali. Now, what you see behind me, this is the predecessor of Palm Jebel Ali, which is Palm Jumeirah. That place have created astonishing generational wealth for all the people who invested in the early stage. And Palm Jebel Ali is the second chance now. Now, If you look at Palm Jumeirah has been dominating the ultra luxury market for the past, I don't know, for the past many years. Okay, last year alone, 140 transactions from the $10 million plus, which is called the ultra luxury market, happened in Palm Jumeirah. Now, if we want just to compare the two palms, Palm Jumeirah is a 61 million square feet, and Palm Jebel Ali is 147 million square feet. Palm Jumeirah added around 78 kilometers for the coastal line. Palm Jebel Ali added 110 kilometers. Now, the interesting part is, in Palm Jumeirah, there are 1,745 villas. Palm Jebel Ali, which is 2.5 times the size, only got 2,000 villas, or 2,002 to be exact. So they're trying to make it as scarce as possible. Now, if we want to talk about the scarcity factor, Palm is a scarcity on another level. So that's a unique architecture. People call it the eighth wonder of the world, which Palm Jebel Ali is the same. It is something unreplicable, unrepeatable. That is something, that's a unique structure. Why do you think Palm Jumeirah is made all this astonishing wealth? Because the scarcity factor here is unbelievable. Number one, you got waterfront on the villas. In Palm Jebel Ali, it is the same waterfront on the villas. But you got waterfront on the villas on the biggest man-made island on planet Earth. What does that mean simply is it is something that cannot be, it's almost impossible to replicate. Palm Jebel Ali, they started the construction in 2002. Can you imagine that? So where can this be replicated? Another thing, having villas which are waterfront, this is also super scarce. Plus having it on that low dense 2,000 villas on 147 million square feet, that is astonishing scarcity factor. I don't know what we can call it. It's super scarce. All right. Now, this is point number one. If you want to talk about the developer, see, Nakheel is not a developer like what that was built by Nakheel. I think this is enough. Palm Jumeirah, okay, it's a development by Nakheel. Some developers is just, their reputation precedes them. Like, what more can you say? It's Nakheel, man. That's the government. It is the one that built the iconic waterfront communities. It's the one that built the Palm. It's the one that built Jumeirah Island. They have built so much astonishing, and plus what they are building in Palm Jebel Ali, man, like just having the, you know, like having the vision to build something like that, it only show what level of a developer you are. Now, let me come and make some comparisons. In Palm Jebel Ali, you got the beach collection. Now, beach collection are 6 and 7 bedroom villas. And then you got the coral collection, which is the 7 bedroom villas. The weather here is amazing. Trying to focus while giving you this information. Now, beach collection, they can easily be compared to the garden homes here. In the garden homes, just to tell you how scarce that thing is. Garden homes, the plot size is between 6,000 to 6,500 square foot, and the built-up area is around 5,000 to 6,000 square foot. Beach collection, the plot size is 7,300 square foot, and the built-up area is between 7,300 to 8,500 square foot. When it comes to the price, the old villas, old garden homes, they're selling around 35 to 45 million. No, 30 to 35 million. 45 is actually, that's a modern villa. If you get it on 30 million, that's a steal. People take it and renovate it, and then they sell it between 45 to 55 million. The highest transaction seen here was 62 million. The beach collection, it started on 80 million, peaking up to 23 million. Now you can understand why the market absorbed the beach collection just like that. Now, the interesting part is the coral collection. When you compare the coral collection here, you can compare it to the big signature villas. Now, the big signature villas here, the plot size is around 13,000 square foot. And it's the same. The Coral collection, the plot, it starts at 13,000 square foot, but the built-up area is different. Here, the built-up area is around 7,000 to 8,000 square foot. In the Coral collection, is between 11,200 to 12,200. Now, the price here of the signature villa, it is starting between 70 to 80 million. The upgraded ones, they can go up to 100 million. Coral collection started at 27 million. And the big ones with the big plot, 20,000 square foot, it went up to 41 million. Now, here is the crazy part. The signature collection, the big villas, which is with the big 19 to 20,000 square foot, they are selling at 155 million plus. Some goes to 200 to 150 million. So you can see the gap. Now, I'm going to end with this. When Nakheel launched the beach collection, they launched it on 8 different layouts in the left font. So you got 4 layouts for the 5-bedroom and 4 layouts for the 6-bedroom. Here you just get the garden homes. When I'm talking about layout, meaning that there is different designs. When it's different designs, meaning when it go to the secondary market, the competition will be less because not all 5 or 6-bedroom have your same design. Now, when they went on the right font, they kept 2 designs of the 8 and they launched another 8 designs, another 8 layouts, which total up to 16 layouts for the 5 and the 6-bedroom. See how scarce that is. So not only the villas are small, also in the villas, there are 16 different layouts for the beach collection. Here is just the garden homes, and it made all this wealth. When it comes to the Coral Villas, they just launched in the left font 184 villas. That's it. And they launched it on 8 different layouts. So if this does not scream money, does not scream scarcity, I don't know what else. Now, if we go to the infrastructure, now here in the infrastructure, one thing you need to keep in the Palm. The Palm has 1 entry and 1 exit. That is why sometimes if you want to go to the end of the crescent, you need to go all the way here and then go to the end of the Palm. In Palm Jebel Ali, they fixed that by having 3 entries and exits. So the traffic is not going to be like that condensed when it's happening in the Palm. Secondly, in the Palm, if you see there is a problem in the flow of the water. Like if you come here close, you can see that the water is kind of green, especially here at the end, because the water is not flowing. It starts from there and it gets stuck there. That thing, they fixed it in Palm Jebel Ali. There is a good flow of water. Water is not stagnant, so you're not going to see this green color there. Plus, there are a lot of sewerage issues here, which they also fix in Palm Jebel Ali. So everything about Palm Jebel Ali speaks money. Now, the palm in general, it consists of the spine, the trunk, the crescents, the crown, and then you got the fronds as well. So in the fronds, this is where the villas are going to come. And yeah, I think we're gonna make a separate video to go into details because it's super hot here. I can't even continue to explain that. But I think I explained now regarding the scarcity and the developer. And when it comes to the infrastructure in Palm Jebel Ali, it's 10 times better than what's coming here in Palm Jumeirah. Now, at the end, coming to the payment plan. The payment plan in Palm Jebel Ali is an 80-20 payment plan. So 80% during construction, 20% on handover. What's pending now is the villas, Coral Collection villas on the right front. This is what we are waiting for Nakheel to launch. Left front is fully sold out. Okay. There are also the plots, which I did not discuss here. Crazy plots. On the tip of the island, they sold it in the left front with less than 2,000 dirhams per square foot. Most probably they are sold out, I'm not sure, but if you are interested, if you are that ambitious and you want to build your own villa and you need a plot, reach out. I'll check to you if there are still some plots remaining. So it's 80-20, 80% during construction, 20% handover. And the next launch, this is the last call for you to get a villa from Nakheel directly on a payment plan in Palm Jebel Ali, the Coral Collection. After it's sold out, then Villas, they're gonna go in the secondary market. Handovers are start to happen. Infrastructure will start built, and then this is the one spot that's gonna dominate Palm Jumeirah when it comes to the ultra luxury market. All right, guys. So that's it for the first community, and I'll see you in the second one. Thank you very much. So the second community, which we're gonna discuss today, and I guess most of you have already guessed it, is the Oasis by Emaar. The scarcity factor that Emaar have done here is unbelievable, and it defies all real estate logic. Now, let's start with our lens, the scarcity factor. Now, this is 100 million square feet. Just imagine, 9.3 square kilometer with only 3,100 villas. Villas only, no townhouse. Not even Palm Jebel Ali doesn't have that. Even Palm Jebel Ali, maybe townhouses and apartments are coming. This is a 9.3 million, 100,000 square feet with only 3,100 villas. Now, if we just want to put this into perspective, let's check Dubai Hills. Dubai Hills is around 11 million square meters, 180 million square feet. In Dubai Hills, there are around 26,000 apartments, 25, 26,000, and around 4,800 villas. And it's still low dense. If you go to Dubai Hills, there is no, almost like you won't find traffic anywhere. There is an international golf course, and there are close to or more than 30,000 units. Now, a villa-only community, this is something Emaar have done once in their lifetime. And they did it in Emirates Hills, which is today called the Beverly Hills of Dubai. Now, that low intensity, which is only villas, it is something super scarce. It's something that no developer have done it. Even Emaar, when they have done it on 3.3 million square meter. And then the Oasis is like 3 times bigger, but it is only villas. Now, this is the main number one scarcity factor about Dubai Hills. Now, it took me a lot of time to wrap my head around why Emaar did this, because it doesn't make any sense, to get this much space. And only if most of the developers, if you give them the space, they will minimum give you 50,000 units, not 3,000. So why Emaar did this? Now, just look at the data. These people are like, they are 10 years ahead of everyone. Like, currently, there are around 83,000 millionaires, HNIs and ultra HNIs in Dubai. This year, around 9,800 millionaires are coming here. If you check the ultra luxury market, Dubai in 2023, they dominated the ultra luxury market, which is the $10 million plus ticket, 434 transactions. They surpassed New York, Las Vegas, Hong Kong. They became number one, this is when Oasis was launched, because Emaar noticed the thing. And then in the second year, 2024, they did it again. And they broke the last record with 435 transactions in the ultra high network, the ultra high segment of $10 million plus. More than 70% of the HNIs and the ultra HNIs, they are looking to buy units in Dubai. So Emaar understood that the wealth is coming to Dubai. The millionaires are coming here. Now, what the millionaires are looking for? They're looking for space. They're looking for expansive plots. They're looking for big, and this is something very challenging to get. Plus, the rich people, they want to stay in close communities of only rich people. That is why most of the wealth, or most of the billionaires now, they are living in Emirates Hills, because it's only villas. Like, if you go to Dubai Hills, someone living in Collective, which is a unit which is around 1.5 million dirhams, and someone living in Hillsgrove on a villa which worth 250 million dirhams, they're using the same amenities. But in Emirates Hills, it's different. It's only villas. So that is why they wanted, first of all, when they started, it was 7,000 villas, and then they reduced it down to 3,100 villas. Now, if you check the people who bought 2 years ago, Palmyra, Okay, Palmera, it was sold at 8.5 million starting price. By the way, the smallest plot in all Oasis is 8,000. It's 8,300 square foot. That is the smallest villa there on this expansive plot. 55% of the land, which this is also extremely rare, 55% is dedicated to open spaces, to infrastructure, and to improving the lifestyle. So the construction is just 45% still in this big area. So it is designed for these people so that they can find a place. And when the rich people are there, this is a chance for you to make huge generational wealth, like what happened in Emirates Hills. This is Emirates Hills, but it's way better, way stronger. Plus, Emaar did something very smart here. Now, see, Emaar, most of the luxury communities, they build it around golf, okay? Which is very rare. They have 4 golf communities now. They have Dubai Hills, they have Emirates Hills, they have Arabian Ranches, and they have Emaar South. They could have made Oasis a golf community, but still they're gonna compete with these people. Like now, a fifth one, they still want to give you something scarce. So they made the community around Crystal Lagoon. This is the first Crystal Lagoon community by Emaar. Low dense villas. So under a brand of Emaar, if you are buying a villa with this so many scarce factor, like there is no way that Palmera, these people, what happened to them? July 2023, they bought at 8.5 million. Okay. Now 2 years we are in construction, or around 50% construction done. Palmera today is transacting at 13 million. So people who bought at 8.5 million, maybe they paid around 5 million now, they're already sitting on 100% ROE just by 50% construction. Where do you hear that? So this already by itself, it speaks leaps and bounds. And now let me throw the big bomb on you, the big bomb, the big scarcity bomb on Oasis, which I couldn't wrap my head around, to be honest. The launches that happened in Oasis were Palmera, 123, Mirage, La Vita, Address, and Palace. These are the 5 clusters which were launched in Oasis. Now, to understand the big bomb, just try to compare these prices. Now we're talking about low density, ultra luxury community on a Crystal Lagoon that Emaar have never done. Yeah. Now let's compare the price of Mirage, Palmera, La Vita, Address, and Palace to any community in the market. For example, Jumeirah Island. Okay. A 6 bedroom on a plot size of 10 to 13K is currently selling around 55 to 60 million. Oasis Address, a similar villa, 6 bedroom, is selling at 25 million. Al Barari, I already told you about Al Barari. 5 bedroom there in the nest is transacting between 70 to 80 million. Like, see, the least you can get in Al Barari for a 5 to 6 bedroom is between 40 and 60 million. Oasis 5 to 6 bedroom, you are talking 20 to 25 million. Let's take, for example, Jumeirah Golf State. All right, it's right next to Oasis. A 12,000 square feet plot is selling there at 35 million. Oasis Mirage, okay, 12,000 square feet plot, it was sold at 16 million. District 1, a Crystal Lagoon community. All right. Now, in District 1, a 5 bedroom was transacting at 40 million, and a 6 bedroom is around 60 million plus. This is the average price there. 5 bedroom, 40 plus 6. Now, in Mirage, a 5 bedroom on the same size, okay, Crystal Lagoon, okay, from 2 reputed developers. 10K plot, Mirage sold it for 16 million. And the 6 bedroom, which is the 12,000 square feet plot, is selling at 21 million. Man, Emirate Hills, like let's compare an apple to an apple. Villa only community, villa only community. Emirate Hills, old villas, okay, if they are not upgraded, very old, they are selling at 40 million. Upgraded ones are starting at 70 million if you just want to enter Emirate Hills. Man, Hillsgrove, Hillsgrove, okay? Hillsgrove is currently transacting between 170 to 250 million. 28, 29,000 square feet built up area. La Vita, same size, 28, 29,000 square feet built up area, is selling at 55 million. Any villa, like Palace and Address are almost the same, it's same prices, same. Any villa you compare there to similar villas in the market, you are in worst case scenario half of the price. And that's what really puzzled me. So it's supposed to be low dense, ultra luxury community. Like La Vita, for example. If La Vita was selling for 100 million, the market would have absorbed it. So, okay, now Emaar, they made it that low dense, unheard of. 10 million square feet, 3,100 villas. Why they're selling it that low? I couldn't get an answer to that. Then I spoke to one of Emaar consultants, one of the most intelligent people I've met. Send him my regard from here, Mr. Umran. I told him, just explain to me why Emaar is doing that. And he told me, he said, see, we're building Oasis for legacy. Emaar already made money. It's a listed company. They want to make legacy. See, Emaar is an investment product. So one of its main goals is to make generational wealth assets for its investors. That's what they have done in Dubai Hills, in Emirates Hills. So they want Oasis, it's not for profit, it is purely for legacy. And that's why they are pricing it that low. And this is the chance for you. If you can enter at any of these price points, I can tell you, you have secured yourself, like just by handover, you'll be at what handover? Mirage people, 50% construction, they are sitting on 100% ROE. So I don't know how more to dial scarcity for you in Oasis more than that. That is next level, unrepeatable, unbeatable scarcity. Now, let's go to the infrastructure. And the infrastructure, it's an interesting community Oasis. To explain for you the infrastructure, let's go to the mock-up. We're here in Emaar Sales Center. So there is a good mock-up there for Oasis. You can see there the lagoons, the open spaces, everything there. You will understand there the infrastructure. I don't think that there are any current launches. Maybe a cancellation will come here and there. But understand Oasis so that if any chance came and you want to secure for yourself a generational wealth asset, understand the community. So we're gonna go there now, dial in on the infrastructure, and like for the developer, I don't think we need to talk about it. Like just look around you, look around, check Creek Harbor, check downtown, check Dubai Marina, check Dubai Hills, check Arabian Ranches. If you ever visited Dubai, or if you've seen videos for Dubai, you should know what Emaar is. This is a developer which, its legacy precedes them. They build cities within cities, and it is, in my opinion, the most safe investment and the most smartest people who understand the market. So yeah, I'm not gonna talk about the developer. Let's just go and see the master plan and dial in on the infrastructure so that we can go to the third community. See you in the mock. So this is the giant 100 million square feet Oasis. That is huge, by the way. Dubai Hills is 118 million square feet. And this is 100 million square feet, but only with 3,000 villas, which we have discussed that. As I said before, the biggest villa, or the biggest, the biggest, the smallest plot is 8,300 square feet. Now let's first understand the location, okay? So here you have the Yalias Street, okay? There you have Emirates Road. You can see it from here, or maybe you can see it in the B-roll, okay? And then here you have Sheikh Zayed bin Hamdan Street. And one of the biggest infrastructure coming, which I'm telling you about now, is this one. That road is not yet connected. That road will benefit 600,000 residences. Al-Fai Road. It is a 1.5 billion dirham investment, which is going to be completed in two phases. Phase 1 in 2027 and phase 2 in 2028. Now, with this road being built, Oasis, just to understand how amazing the location is, discard all the things that we have said. Oasis is 25 minutes maximum to the five epicenters of Dubai 2040 Urban Master Plan. All the five epicenters are within 25 minutes. Closest being Expo, just 5-10 minutes. And using Al Fai Road, you can go to Dubai Marina, JBR, 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. Using Sheikh Zayed bin Hamdan Road, 20-25 minutes non-stop. You are in Silicon Oasis. And the game changer is Al Fai, because that Al Fai Street, it's connected directly to Al Khair Road, which will take you to Dubai Hills within 15 minutes. And up to downtown, no signals, nothing, up to downtown in 25 minutes. So all the epicenters, oh, sorry, you're going to have the heritage side of Dubai. Okay, let's increase it to 30. The heritage side of Dubai, once you reach downtown in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you can reach the Deira Bar Dubai. So just understand how centric the location of Oasis is. Secondly, look at the open spaces. In the middle, these are the crystal lagoons. Now, there is something interesting about Oasis. Now, if you take, for example, Jumeirah Island, or if you check District 1, see, the water there is stagnant. So they have every time to take it and pull it back in. Take the water out, clean it, and pull it back in. Oasis will be designed in 3 levels. So there will be the highest, lower, and then to the lower here. So the water will always be flowing down, and then it's going to be pumped up to the top. So here is not a crystal lagoon where the water is stagnant. Water is always moving, so you can see this crystal blue color in the water passing in front of all the villas. So if you want to see crystal clear blue water, you don't need to go to the Maldives anymore. It's right here in front of you. So here, these are the launches. Number 1, you got Palmyra, which was launched first in 3 phases. Palmyra is mainly 4-bedroom, but in the first phase, also 5 bedrooms were there, some of them coming with basements. Then you got Mirage. Mirage is a bigger villa, around 5 to 6 bedroom. Then you got La Vita, these around, I think, only 47 villas, 6 and 7 bedroom mansions, very limited supply. And then there you got Address, and here is Palace. All right. Now all of these, I'll show you an example of Mirage, just in the mock-up, so that you can get an idea. All right. It's like it can come with a basement, and some of them, like in Address, there is a terrace. In Mirage, there is no terrace up. It's just basement, first and second floor. And of course, later we are going to make a video dedicated to Oasis, where I explain the master plan, the floor plans, everything. We're going to go into details, but this video is about the framework for you to understand. Now, there is a 54-kilometer cycling track around Oasis. 2 schools are coming there. All right. What else? They have all this greenery. There is 1.5 million square meter retail and dining area, which this is huge. So Oasis is about open spaces, it's about ultra luxury, and it's about, it's about this, like, see, the cheapest villa, let's just to put it in perspective, let me put it that way. Once Oasis is fully handed over, the cheapest villa there will be around 35 million. This is with today's market prices. Should be more than that, but if I'm trying to be conservative, on today's market, if all Oasis is handed over, the cheapest villa there will be around 35-40 million. And this is where the rich people want to live. They want to live in a close community, no townhouses, no apartments. So this is the next phase of Emirates Hills, the next phase of the new Beverly Hills of Dubai. Now, lastly, let me take you an example of a mock-up for Mirage so that you can understand how the villas look like. And then we're going to go to the third community. So let's go to the mock-up. Okay, so this is a sample mock-up for La Vita. All right. And as I said, we are going to make a separate video for Oasis. I'm going to explain the floor plans in details. This is just for you to get an idea. La Vita, just to remind you, this is the 6 and the 7 bedroom mansions. As you can see from here, it comes with a basement floor, first floor, and a second floor, 6 and 7 bedroom. They all come with their bathroom in suite. And then at the back here, there is a swimming pool at the back of the mansion. And then, of course, La Vita, all of the villas, they are facing the Crystal Lagoon. So imagine here you will be having your swimming pool and you will be having the Crystal Lagoon. So that is, and it's good for you to get this and understand it, because most probably Emaar is going to come up with mansions in the coming launches. But this is just for you again to get an idea. La Vita is sold out. So no one will contact me and ask me about it. La Vita is already sold out. But you can just get an idea on the coming launches. All right. There is also here like like a place like a barbecue area if you want to come, and then you can customize it at the end. It's your villa, and you can do whatever you want with it. All right, guys. Now, Oasis, I almost forgot that. And most of the launches is coming with an 80/20 payment plan. Now, except Mirage came with 90/10, but mostly all of the launches, Address, Palace, La Vita, uh, uh, a Palmera, all of them came with the 80/20 payment plan, which is 80%. You can book the villa on 10% down payment, around 20% every year, and then on the handover, 20%. So 80% during construction for 3 to 4 years, and 20% on handover. So that's it for Oasis. We have covered everything. Now let's go to the third community, which will help you make generational wealth. So see you on the other side.